Oh, so crazy when you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so crazy when you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the flagship show of the Boulevard Bullies YouTube channel. Here comes the lane. A pro wrestling podcast for, let me unmute you, the higher thinkers of the wrestling community. And by higher thinkers, I mean only me and you, Joe. This is the only two left.
Yep. The high culture. Yeah.
Yeah, high culture. Provocative, high culture, big ideas. Big ideas going down on this podcast. Welcome to the Go Home Show before Philadelphia. Joe, I guess this isn't really your Go Home Show because you are home in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm already home.
So this is
I don't have to move.
At home show for you.
I could sit in here and dick around.
Show
and not
comes
have to
to
get
you.
on a flight and not have to get on a flight, not have to deal with any of that shit. I have to deal with a little traffic next week, but that's really it.
Now, there's no wrestling fans own a car.
Yeah, they cram into an Uber or cram into an
Yeah,
Amtrak.
you know how these wrestlers travel. Yeah, it's like 5 of them, 5, 6 of them in a car.
Yeah.
You're gonna have PCO, Matt Riddle, Masato Tanaka, Serena Deeb, and like 10 more people in one car. So it's actually gonna be less traffic.
Yeah, exactly. Less cars on the road. I mean, they say it brings so much business to the city. So I'm just trying to get the banners off the
You're gonna climb up the.
Yeah, I can't do that. My back's shot. But
Is that what they did when the Eagles won the Super Bowl? They were climbing.
Oh, they climbed up there. Yeah. But you can't just like randomly climb up there. Like the cop's gonna nab you, So, but I did it in New Orleans. I figured it out because New Orleans was a lot more lackadaisical, and the poles are like lower there. I guess because of like the subterranean dirt, you can't build shit. I don't know. But there was like a newspaper thing I jumped on and just like shimmied up and was like, "Give me that Roman, brother."
Did you sell it?
I sold it. Yeah.
Did you get a
I don't
pretty
think it was really
penny for
worth. They don't really go for that much. They go for like 200 to maybe 500, depending on the worker on it. You gotta go through a lot of work to get them.
Yeah, but if you made $50 off of it, and it took you a half an hour to climb up the thing, that's still $25 an hour, Daddy-O.
Well, I hurt myself. I ended up like going like this, and like something scraped my arm, and I have like a kind of a small scar. I'm not Marcus Mathers or whatever his name. What's the wrestler's name? Marcus Mathers?
Oh yeah.
He climbed up the pole in Dallas, and he got them all, and he sold me one. And then I instantly put it on a Facebook group. And he's like, "That was quick." He commented. He came to my house in Philly and sold it to me. That shit was so funny.
Dude, a fellow hustler. Hey, you know what? It's the most important time of the year. Not because of the road to WrestleMania heating up, which we will talk about. I can't wait to ask you about The Rock this week, because last week we were kind of disagreeing. I thought The Rock's sing-song along was very good, and you hated it so much.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what you think about what happened this week on Raw. AEW, do they still exist?
They did. I didn't really watch much of it. I tried to watch the show, and then I was busy. I made sure I saw what the Bucks did, what Ospreay did, what the main event did, and what pretty much. I pretty much saw it. I just didn't watch it that deeply.
What Mercedes?
We had to run out and get the dams at Lowe's, so I missed the first hour.
You had a fake flood in Philly. You had a fake flood.
Yeah, there was this giant storm coming. Is it still raining up by you?
Oh yeah, well, an opening. Oh well. Hold on. Let me. I had
we
this.
Missed the name of the show.
I had this whole elaborate thing about how I was gonna talk about how the road to WrestleMania is heating up, and it's the most important time of year because opening day, baby. Baseball's back.
Oh shit! Where's my Phillies cap?
Give him the heater.
I had to go get my Phillies cap, but it's Phillies were canceled. They were postponed
because of the flood.
Yes.
We were canceled too.
The rain that never came. Yeah.
It all stayed just right over. It was just a huge dark cloud over City Field all day, just pouring rain.
Yeah.
Everyone
That
else
I
in
believe,
Flushing.
because the way it's set up, like Philly tends to like miss out on some rain, believe it or not. Like this whole thing came up. Philly was here. The rain just was like, wee. It's just kind of like sideswiped the whole city.
You walk from City Field. You stand next to City Field today. Pouring rain, thunder showers, the darkest, most depressing weather that you can ever imagine. You walk 100 feet down to the LRR. Beautiful, sunny day. Just rain, dark clouds looming over City Field. Nature was like,
Welcome
you know what?
baseball.
Let's give the Mets fans one more day of happiness.
Yeah.
Let's let them enjoy
until
baseball.
You see. No baseball. Yeah, exactly.
So
unfortunately, the season starts tomorrow.
Season starts tomorrow, and I already can't wait for it to finish up. I think I'm just a football guy now.
You never know; they might turn it around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what's so funny? Like
they did cannibalize the team, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they did, Joe. Last year, we got the biggest scoreboard in the history of sports.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And then by June 3rd, traded the entire fucking team, dude. Because, that scoreboard, I think he thought he had the budget for the building of it, but the electric bill, way too high. Had to sell Max Scherzer, had to sell fucking Verlander.
Oh, shit. Con Ed.
Oh, my God, these prices are
Con Ed bill.
Jacob deGrom. And then I was like, okay, well, let me try to enjoy baseball for one day. I'll watch opening night. So I'm sitting there eating dinner. I'm watching the pregame, and it's Texas Rangers versus somebody. So what do I see on my television with the freaking Texas Rangers, which is the presentation of the trophy to Jacob deGrom. I was like, I cannot watch this.
Oof.
Oof is right. What are the Phillies' baseball expectations this year?
Pretty. I wouldn't say like high. I mean, they're expected to be a playoff team. I mean, Harper's healthy. They locked up Wheeler. They didn't. Yeah, they just locked up who they had for pitching.
Do they have Aaron Nola previously? Still?
Yeah, Nola, Wheeler, and then they just kind of platoon out the rest like they always do.
Yeah.
And then they didn't bring really anybody in. They brought some names in, but nothing to really. It's still going to be the same, the same lineup, pretty much.
Sports Ball 3035. I was going to say, don't you guys have Spencer Strider, the guy with the mustache? But he's on the Braves. He's on the Braves now.
Yes, he's on the Braves, yes.
Or he always has been. But, I always confuse the teams I hate. There are so many more teams that I hate in baseball than teams I like. There's one team in baseball I like, New York Mets, but I really hate them the most.
You'd be a Yankees fan. There's another New York team to choose from.
No, Yankees I hate because I grew up.
Yankees?
Yankees
my uncle used to be like, I can't listen to the radio, Joe. I can't listen to it. Because it's just like, oh, the Yankees. Oh, they're so great.
Well, that's why.
Yankees.
I think hating the Yankees really started my, what do you call it? My counterculture. That was the earliest side where it's so it's 99, 2000, 2001, or whatever years they three-peated.
Yeah, those are the years, yeah.
No, because they lost in 2001. So maybe it was 98, 99, 2000.
That was the year they were supposed to win the most. I've mentioned this on the show before. That was the year they were supposed to win because it was 9/11 and George Bush threw out the first pitch of Game 7. It was like a perfect strike. And then they lost in the bottom of the ninth.
To the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Arizona didn't have a 9/11.
No, they have nothing. It's just desert.
So
they don't have water. And I don't even know what time zone they're in.
So 1998, I was 13. So 13, 14, 15, in my as my mushy brain was solidifying or whatever, everyone around me was like, the Yankees are the best. The Yankees.
They have the Yankees have the best merch because they have the T-shirt with the
Yeah,
the Yankee
NY,
logo,
yep.
and then it's supposed to be like the jersey. I don't know. That's like, everyone wears that in New York, right? Like that's
Right.
that, and like a Yankee cap transcends just all styles as well. But I've always been jealous of that. I mean, I used to own those.
Yeah.
I was a Yankee fan. I had a Giambi one.
The Giambino.
I think I had a Giambi one, and then maybe a Jeter.
You know what's cool about that too is that the Yankees are one of the only teams that don't have the names on the back of the jersey still. So if you
But the shirt did.
Right, but the shirt did. So it was like two different markets. Like, and if you ever saw somebody on the street with like a Yankee actual button-up Majestic, and it said on the back like number 3, Ruth, it was like, get him! He's not a real fan. He's got the name.
Yeah.
Like
Babe
21
Ruth.
O'Neal. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no.
No, not Paul O'Neill.
If
Yeah.
you want the name,
I love
get
Paul
the
O'Neill.
T-shirt.
Great player.
Should have been on the Phillies.
Great player. What?
He should have been on the Phillies. He was like an angry.
The Phillies were trash back then.
Yeah, the Phillies were bad. So, and you know what's crazy too is that this year the names actually on the back of the jersey. I don't know if you've seen it in like on TV yet. The names are tiny. They look like softball.
The Fanatics fucked it up.
Yeah, they fucked it up. And you know what's even crazier? Like when spring training started, everyone knew that they fucked it up, and they didn't even fix it. I guess they couldn't. I guess everything was already printed or whatever.
Yeah.
But they got.
Larry
like
says he has 2 Jeter Majestic. I still have
yeah,
Phillies Majestic. I have a Halladay, a Lee. I have 2 Hallidays, a home and the cream day alternate one from the. If you know what that one looks like.
Yeah, the P Phillies, urine Phillies.
No, the cream colored
Yeah, spoiled milk.
spoiled milk. And then a Cliff Lee one. And those are all Majestic. I don't have any Nike jerseys besides
Cliff
one.
Lee.
No personal ones. The rest are just flips. But
Majestic.
I like it back.
Those are gaining value because Majestic is no more. Making
and
the jerseys.
Fanatics just keeps. Fanatics already released Mania merch.
Oh, jeez.
Like all the flips and shit.
I thought Nike had the jerseys. Is Fanatics like a subsidiary of Nike?
Yeah.
They're like, you handle it.
So they'll have like New Era, Nike, Mitchell and Ness. Name some other brands.
But Mitchell and Ness is like authorized, but they're not like game worn. They never like issue the player stuff, but they do have the license.
But the Nike is game worn. But then again, I've never seen like football. I didn't really dig deep, like not the football like elite level jerseys on Fanatics. That's something you always have to get from like the pro shop and shit. So, but I already been looking at the Mania merch and it's not good. Fanatics mailed it in again for that. It's only getting worse. Like Fanatics plus WWE equals minimal effort and design, highest maximum fucking profit.
Yeah.
Well,
and we talk about it, I feel like every week about how the quality of the merch goes down and the profits of those who are creating it go up because the fans never vote with their wallets. Never. Wrestling fans, the least.
They know the fans are going to buy it regardless.
Right. That's why it's
just like generic. They had a whole bunch of placeholders at first. Like they did one initial wave and it's literally just like a white, like the quarter zip just with like a Mania logo thing slapped on it. And like, that's it. And then it's like a t-shirt with just like, it's like slapped on. And then like a jacket, like a satin jacket, boom, just slapped on. And it's like, okay, well now we should actually start rolling out the actual merch. And that's only like marginally better.
Yeah,
like,
there is none. That was the actual.
Yeah. I've already seen like a Rhea Ripley shirt and like a Bianca Belair shirt that look like just garbage Photoshop, like awful screen print. And then they have a lot of the match shirts, like tag team main event, like with The Rock.
Oh, like
and
the face-off shirts?
Yeah, it'll be face-off and it's like other matches and it's just too much print going on and way too much. And yeah.
It's like a Jamaica
They also
Avenue
don't promote it at all either.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like they don't like. I had this argument. I understand it's wrestling. It's a little different from the NFL, but what would hurt them? They sometimes come out with shirts, but they allow like Seth Rollins to come out dressed like he is, and Becky Lynch to come out dressed like he is, and Cody Rhodes comes out in a suit every fucking day. Like, what would kill them to have him come out in like a Cody Rhodes shirt and like I'm trying to find the camo hat I always like that shit sold out on the Fanatic site. Like you should put the hat on and like, maybe people will be like, oh, I need to get that hat. I need to get the hat. And then you can restock the hat,
That's crazy. Yo, there was definitely a time in our lives where every wrestler wore their own T-shirt all the time.
I mean, Jey Uso will wear his T-shirt. It'll say Yeet. Okay. And people will buy the Yeet shirt. Okay. But like Bianca Belair doesn't have a shirt. Becky Lynch doesn't have a shirt. I mean, they have shirts, but like no one's wearing them because the wrestlers need to influence you to wear them.
Right.
That's why you look at the sidelines, Beanie on the sideline.
Right. They all
Christian
have the
McCaffrey,
gear. Yeah.
Brock Purdy, instantly sell out of Fanatic site.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts or whoever on the sideline wearing that beanie, boom, instantly sell out. And they're advertising their merch by wearing the jerseys. The baseball players and all these other leagues do it too. Hockey, whoever.
Yo, and NFL will drop an ad for their merch store right in the middle of their broadcast as well. Yeah. But I mean, WWE does that too. WWE Shop, like
just like WWE Shop. Well, what's there? Advertise something. Like what the fuck? Like I don't have. It's a 3-hour fucking show filled with ads. Why can't like Cole and fucking whoever? It's like, oh, we got we're showcasing a different piece of merchandise every week towards WrestleMania. Look at this nice mini belt fucking thing.
Check out Samantha
after the Liberty
Irvine.
Bell. What'd you say?
Check out Samantha Irvin modeling this new shirt in size XXL with no pants on.
Yeah.
In the hotel.
Yeah.
And this new selfie.
It's like screen grabbed.
Right. It shows the
all
handle.
The Twitter shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey.
It's like really low quality.
Road to WrestleMania. Couldn't be more excited. Things are heating up. Speaking of terrible merch, you did wear an orange X-Men T-shirt last week before watching X-Men 97. So I need to ask you, have you corrected your obvious X-Men poserdom and watched the show?
Yes, I did. It was funny because right after the show, I watched it last week.
You're like, I can't. I gotta.
Yeah, and the shirts are tighter because they're all medium, and I'm like a large. So I'm like, yeah, it was pretty. It's pretty fucking god tier, man. Like what they did with this show.
Really?
Like yeah, it's pretty. Like it's only one episode a week too. An episode's like 28 minutes long or whatever it is.
Did they end on cliffhangers like the original did? Like because they dropped the first two, right? So was it like a to be continued?
It was a to be continued. Yes.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
And then this week's episode continued that, and it's just like it continues. I guess how the original series ended. It's a continuation of the original X-Men show. So like Xavier died. Like he was assassinated.
Right.
And then they have the team of like the team is Cyclops, Jean, Storm, Rogue, Wolverine, Jubilee,
hell yeah,
Bishop,
Storm.
I already said Storm.
Okay.
Morph. You know who Morph is?
Isn't Morph? Well, no, because when you said Morph, Nightcrawler pops into my head.
No, Nightcrawler is the BAMF. He teleports.
Oh.
He's the demon. He's
like the blue
son
guy.
of Mystique.
He's like the cat. Yeah.
Yeah, he's this kinda, but not quite Kitty Pryde.
Right.
Who's not a cat. She can just go through walls.
No, I don't know who Morph is.
He can morph into other mutants and assume their abilities and powers and shit.
Dope.
And then I think that was everybody.
So Bishop wasn't in the original
Cyclops
show.
and Beast.
Fraser Crane.
So anyways, Cyclops he's in charge of the team, yada yada yada, and like, I don't want to talk about too much about it, but yeah, it was voiceovers are solid. Like the first scene is like Cyclops doing all this shit. Like they like showcase everyone's abilities, and they showcase the shit out of Cyclops because he's kind of like a stick in the mud in the original series, Right.
He's just got the laser eyes. His thing is more of like debilitating than anything.
Yeah, like he's doing crazy shit. Like he's using the optic blast to like propel him out of the way. Like if someone's shooting at him, he shoots at the ground, and he'll like the pressure the
Right.
force of the blast hitting the ground pushes him out of the way, and he can like skate around and shit. Like, it's wild. And he's doing like short blasts to hit guys like weapons out, and then a big one. You know, like
Dope.
it was pretty wild. That was like the first scene.
Because in the original, he just unleashes the pink. Like it's just like a huge death ray. You know?
Yeah.
And he can't, and if he takes his sunglasses off, closing his eyes, like he can barely, like he can't hold it sometimes.
Yeah, the visor holds it back. Yeah.
Right, the visor lets him.
So and then Storm is showcased really well. I think the main characters are pretty much like Cyclops, Storm. Wolverine doesn't get much of a. He's kind of a sub character. I mean, they're all displayed pretty well.
That doesn't work for me,
There's also a
Bub.
New Mutant. They haven't exactly explained him, but he's like hanging out with Jubilee. He's younger. And, Gambit. I forgot Gambit. Of course, we can't forget Gambit.
Right. Gay Gambit.
All right, so the scene comes up with him wearing a crop top.
Right, he's got and it says, does it just say, like, generic rock and roll? Does the shirt just say, like, rock and roll?
I don't remember it said anything. I was just like, this isn't gay at all.
It's got, like, a guitar on it and says, like, rock.
Yeah.
Generic.
Metal rule.
Yeah.
It was just, I think he's worn it on the original show. Like, it was just like this cut and then cut up high or something up here, and that was it.
He was doing the wrestler shirt. He's doing the.
Yeah, I've seen wrestlers wear that. Yeah. Whatever.
Okay,
people are really shitting on it because of that.
So I didn't watch it. I watched reviews because I'm too cheap for Disney Plus. So let me ask you a few questions about it, if you don't mind. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, the question on everyone's mind, especially after the story that broke the internet this week. What is Jean Grey's butt like? Did they? Oh,
it was Rogue. Rogue's butt.
Rogue. What is Rogue's butt?
Jean Grey's pregnant in the show.
Okay, but what did they deflate Rogue's butt?
I don't think they're getting that. They were just. I think that was a meme because like.
So somebody inflated it.
Because that was just a meme where someone went back and erased the ass cleavage.
Oh, right.
Because that's a scene with Apocalypse from the original show. Apocalypse isn't in this show. And that scene is just like, oh, well, this is the new X-Men. She's laying down. I don't know. Maybe someone did show a different image, but like, it's not what I'm looking at.
So the butt was fine.
I guess. I mean, Rogue's fine.
Are they wearing their original 97 outfits, or did they give them little, like, different, like, is it, like, yellow and blue fucking Wolverine? Is it, like, blue Cyclops? You muted yourself.
Storm's hair is the mohawk.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good now.
Switched over for a second. Storm's hair is a mohawk. And Jean is pregnant. Other than that, like, superficial, there isn't anything.
And they have the original theme.
Bishop has short hair. The theme is like fucking, like, they redid the theme, but like did the original animation for everybody.
And like they put like some new riffs.
Like the optic blast, and it's like Cyclops, and then it's like Wolverine, and like it's like Shink, and like the glare,
so
and it just
dope.
Like that, like, you know.
You're giving me the member berries.
They add a bunch of shit. They added stuff to it too. It's kind of like they add to it at certain parts to make it to kind of like, hey, this was like the old show. Like they're adding scenes from the old show, but with the new animation into the intro. You know.
So it's dope. It sounds like
they're showing Morph, and then they're showing like Mr. Sinister do something with him because he was brainwashed by Sinister in the original show.
Final question about X-Men 97. Is Magneto sexy now? I feel like I saw a review.
I don't want to say exactly what happened with Magneto. It's kind of a spoiler, but Magneto's on the show. And he has a new outfit with a big old M on his chest.
Oh, so I messed up because you're supposed to think that Magneto's like dead or something when the show starts?
No. We're supposed to think. I don't want to say exactly what he did, but he's got a new outfit. He doesn't wear the helmet. He has long, flowing, white hair, whatever. It's gray hair. And then the big M on his chest with a cape.
Dope. Sounds like.
I don't think it's from Magneto. I mean, it's a double meeting. It could be like Magneto and Mutant.
I'm sure that before long we will get an X-Men 97 games as a service video game. live service video game. I have no doubts that is probably already in the
Battle
works.
Royale. Yeah, they already have an Avengers Battle Royale coming out, and it looks like shit.
The worst.
They can't get these video games right.
What video games are you playing, Joe? And how is your descent in? How is your march towards zero on Twitch and YouTube going?
It's going good. It's going well. We're keeping consistent on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. I'm probably gonna stream more so around your schedule because you seem to be,
Well, we've joined fan bases. Well, I have no life, Joe. You're a grown man with
we always
responsibility.
shared some people in my channel back during COVID too.
That's right. All my people come over to you. None of your people come to me. Because you got the highbrow crowd. You know,
you can go on my Discord. I put the fucking YouTube link
in
the fucking announcements. If they don't show up, it's not my fault.
They probably show up and they watch me play the game for 5 minutes and they tune out. They're like, I can't watch this fucking guy.
And you act like I haven't fucking rated you before on Twitch. I've done that too.
All right. Fair enough. So what are you playing? You're just streaming these retro achievements?
Yeah, just still doing the Silent Hill stuff. It's gonna take a while.
Nice.
And I've been playing like Pokemon off stream with achievements and whatever. I haven't touched Final Fantasy. I have to lay off of it.
Yeah,
I'm just doing this right now.
How could you miss me if I won't go away? How can you miss Cloud if he won't go away?
Yeah. I just been watching like videos and other people play it and talk to them about it and shit like that,
Urka says, and shout out to everyone in the chat. Urka, I see Larry Legend up in here, Logan Stein. Urka says, Joe is a good streamer too. What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean?
Thank you.
Jesus.
I appreciate that.
Well, speaking of bad streamers and bad gamers,
I just got sent a screenshot, by the way. Can you guys see this?
Oh, is it CM Punk?
No, this is Cornette doing.
It's Cornette wearing the shirt. They're falling in love. These two.
Cornette doing the. What time is it?
These two are falling in love.
Punk shirt.
Logan Stein demands to know.
Only as far as 15 feet from his door.
I think that your mic switched to room audio.
Did it? Does it sound like shit now?
Yeah, you're in your chamber now. Chamber of Horrors. Jedi Joe, Logan Stein, member of the channel. By the way, if you want to support our jaunt to WrestleMania, member only Logan Stein demands to know why Joe doesn't play Pokemon on stream.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better. Toast? Yeah, you got it.
Toast. I used to play Pokemon on stream. I streamed Pokemon Sword. The whole playthrough of Pokemon Sword, I don't know, in 2021, and I was streaming Shiny Farming in 2021 as well with Brilliant Diamond.
Nice.
So it'll come back around.
Speaking of bad gamers, bad games, and bad streamers, last night I know that you saw my Postal 2 stream. So that was an adventure. So follow us both on Twitch. If you like good video games and thoughtful content, you follow Joe. If you want to watch somebody drink...
Want to sign a petition?
Want to sign a petition?
And then what does he say when the NPC says no?
You gotta be fucking kidding me or something like that. Yo, there were elements of the
game is funny. Game is racist and ridiculous.
It is,
but it's funny.
It is. Well, I'll say this. It's like because it's 2003, so it's not really racist as an umbrella. It's more just racist towards, like
quote unquote terrorists.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
what a terrorist looks like, which is basically they took the exact image of Osama bin Laden. And just made every fucking
it's
like
bad.
NPC
same
look
face,
like him.
Same face. Johnny,
same exact beard, same exact face, like the white
Osama, same face,
and a turban.
Yeah, and they go,
I have a turban because that's what those motherfuckers wear.
Yeah, it's basically like Team America's interpretation of it in video games.
Yeah.
You go into the deli and it's like ding a ding a ding ding. It's like, come on. The guy just runs at you and he goes, like, death to Christians, praise Allah.
It's every stupid fucking meme.
But there were
every out of date insensitive meme.
Yeah, really bad. But it's very funny because everything that you do in the game encourages you to get annoyed and go postal. It's very funny because it's like return the library book, right? And like
fuck me.
Yeah, and like you can like so it's like return the library book, go to the bank, and every time like you turn a corner and the line is like out the door. So like outside there are protesters protesting everything you do. Like games are
it's like
bad.
anything, every trigger possible.
Right, to like make you just want to like start using the gas can and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So there was just one moment where I'm like, oh, okay, like, and you know, like there's no. It's 2003. It's an indie game. There's no like navigation. There's no compass. You got to like click the map, unclick the map, which is terrible for a bad gamer like me because I go, okay, 2 lefts and a right. And before even the first turn, I have to look at the map again.
Yeah, it's like Silent Hill.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, oh fuck.
So there's one thing where it's like, oh, okay.
How many streets down to the left?
Right. It's like, oh, yeah, the worst. And you know, I'm like, oh, okay, I finally found the room in the fucking library because all the rooms look the same. And there's, you know, it's like
it's an old
so
game.
Bad. But I finally find the
Everything's
book,
like just pre-rendered.
and it's like, oh, okay, the arrow points to like book return. You turn the corner, and there's like 20 people online. It's so good, and it's like.
So then, what do? You just wait in the line?
Well, you could like wait in the line.
'Cause all I saw was you just like shooting cops. Like I think you had already lost it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the game should be called GTA 5 stars all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the game encourages you to just go completely off the rails and get 5 stars and go on like a suicide run, basically.
The silliest thing I saw last night was there was a parade, and then there was a suicide bomber running for the parade.
Yeah.
But then you decided to just randomly start
to open
shooting
fire
into the wind and like fuck up this guy's plan with your own shitty plan.
Right, I had my own. We both wanted to kill the parade,
but you botched everything because you started shooting and they scrambled, and then the bomb didn't go off, and then the cops showed up and everyone got busted.
Yeah. That's how you really ruin the parade. It's like, you know,
like, oh,
anticlimactic. And there were definitely moments in the playthrough where I was just standing on line because I really.
So does the line decrease? Like
it does. It goes in real time, and it's janky, and you can't even like try to scoot in there and like activate the teller or whatever. It's like, sorry, back of the line. There was one where it's like, oh, go to church, go to confession. And it's like, oh, okay, confessional. And then you turn the corner, like, fucking.
It was like 30 deep.
Yeah. So
like, look at all these
each
sinners.
level, it gets longer. Like the first one, the bank is like 4 people online. It's like, oh, okay. And then by the time you're at like the later stage or later on in the game, it's like, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Well, you should continue playing it. You should try to finish it.
It was fun. I'm on Tuesday. So I guess you go.
Oh, that's right. You start pissing on people.
Yeah, you pee on people. There's a fly. There's a dedicated button to open fly, close fly.
Yeah, and then
and if you forget to
it's like,
close it,
you hit the wrong button, and it's like opens fly, and then people start to get aggroed, and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck you. No, I didn't mean to do that.
Right? Because like F, G, and H like are like 2 out of 3 of those buttons like aggro everyone. And, you know, it's not like they don't hear you because it's an old game, so it's just everyone on the map.
Yeah. Everyone is aggro.
Like
the whole
person
entire
across
fucking
town.
It's considered like a mob, like one big mob,
Yeah, good
there isn't
time.
like decibel or sound radiuses or any visual cues.
No, and, you know, it almost, and we'll get off this. We'll talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about wrestling. But it really, like, opened my eyes to how spoiled I am over the last like 15 to 20 years of gaming, because I'm like, oh, where's the mini map? Where's the compass? You know, oh, that guy didn't hear me. You know, I could just jump over this. And it's like, no, you have to walk around. Like, you know, it's like, oh,
well, I'm used to playing those old shitty games.
What's in this cabinet? Oh, right. You can't open. There's nothing. You don't open things.
Can't interact with anything.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, wow. I felt like so spoiled. Like I felt old in like a immature way. I was like, oh man, I really am a bad gamer. All right, so anyway, back to wrestling. We are on the eve of WrestleMania weekend. 1 week from this evening. Joe, and myself are to be watching Eat the Turnbuckle's final show. Boulevard Bullies versus the World will be doing something, I'm sure. At the very least, probably getting kicked out.
Hopefully, I'm not. They're like, is he with you?
No,
and like point at me.
no.
And they're like, fuck. I'm like, fuck no.
I have no idea who these guys are.
I don't know who this motherfucker is.
Smart.
See you later.
I would not be mad at you, Joe, if that happened. But and then the following day, so Thursday we're doing that. Following day, live podcast from an undisclosed location, aka the flagship home of Flagship Joe.
HQ.
Yeah, Flagship HQ. Maybe I'll cater the event. I was joking and busting your balls about cooking for it, but maybe we'll get some food delivered. I mean, it's the least I could do for opening the home. So if you're in the area and you're a friend of the program, you know where to find us.
If you guys, if anyone in chat wants to come or whatever, just DM me or get to Pat somehow, like, I don't know, on social media or whatever, and you could be part of the studio audience. And there's some people that are coming and chat and stuff like that, but I think they're not staying the whole week. I don't know exactly what their itinerary is. I think I got character had mentioned that he was coming in for a little bit, but not staying the whole weekend. So
nice. Yeah, I don't really even know what my return strategy is looking like either. But listen, we're gonna play it by ear.
And we're going to probably try to do like a 3-hour special or something like that, starting at 2 p.m., I think, if Pat can get there on time.
Oh, come on. When am I ever late? Yeah, we'll do a 3-hour special. Do I need to... I guess I should, bring some gear, too. We'll talk about it off stream, but yeah, it's going to be a...
Not really. I mean, we could do it maybe like a mic. The rest is here.
Wide shot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll talk more about it. Maybe you have something cool we can use, but the more we complicate it, the more, things go wrong.
Yeah, and I don't want to be, I can't be trusted to transport any gear. This stuff should be cemented in,
Yeah, don't bother. Maybe we'll probably need another mic, but that's about it.
Well, I'll throw in the mic. Hey, let's get to headlines, and there's nothing else in the entire world that I want to talk about other than Rhea Ripley giving the stink face.
Yeah.
Two nights back to back.
I've never seen. Oh, was it two? Wait, two house shows?
The first house show was she gave the stink face.
Hold on, breaking news.
Breaking news.
The Rock is doing a signing. He is signing at the WWE World, the Access.
Wow.
You want to know what the price is? This has got to be fake. I think it's fake.
You think that The Rock is stealing the MJF idea? You think it's
got to be fake. This looks fake. I don't know who sent me this. It says $1,500 to $1,549. That doesn't make any sense. Why would the price range be $1,500 to $1,549?
I just think that's very funny. That's like a joke about wrestling as well, because it'd be like, oh, pictures free, autographs 50, or something like that.
Yeah, like combo or whatever. Yeah. Sorry about that. Interrupting with fake news.
Yeah, with the fake news. Last week you were puffing your chest out, talking about how you vet all these things. You just yelled out a text you got.
Well, as I looked at as I looked more at the image, it was I could realize it kind of looked faker.
It's too bad.
Who knows? Who knows? It might be real.
They all look like fake versions of themselves these days, except for Rhea Ripley, who I love. So the first night, she gave the stink face to Nia Jax, because Nia Jax is really just playing a role in the road to WrestleMania for Rhea and for Becky. But I guess on the house show, it was Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus frickin' Rhea Ripley and somebody. And Rhea Ripley looks to the crowd, slaps her. Nia Jax is down in the corner, Bronco Buster stink face position. And Rhea Ripley slaps her butt, pulls her trunks all the way up her butt to make a Rikishi thong, and stink faces Nia Jax, much to the joy and delight of all the secretly horny wrestling fans who were like, wow, that was a great spot.
Yeah, I've never seen something so shared. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like every 3 reels I went through or whatever posts, it was that from a different angle or that stolen.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I took the fan footage, immediately went to YouTube with a short, total dud. Total dud. I guess I don't know what happened, if I was just a day behind or I posted it in the wrong time. When I posted Darby Allin flying through the glass, like 50,000 views on that short on YouTube. Rhea Ripley might be under 500.
We're not allowed to grow.
Right.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I know.
Especially not me if I build a channel around toys and then start streaming fucking Silent Hill.
No, how dare you? You know what you got to do?
Or start streaming Final Fantasy. Like,
you got to
algorithm's like, what?
Steal,
What
yeah,
the fuck
you've
you doing?
completely confused it. But that, and then the next night this is very indie wrestling. Rhea's like got Nia in the corner again, and she's signaling for Stinkface the sequel, and then Shayna Baszler gets the ring and goes, no, wait.
Oh,
Me,
that's
give it
what
to
I was
me.
wondering what the time frame was in the match.
I think it was
and,
the
like,
next night. I believe it was the next evening. And Shayna Baszler. I mean, I could be wrong. I get all my stuff from Kayfabe News, so what do I know? But that was my impression of it, just from like piecing the clips together. It seemed like it was a callback to the next night, or maybe it was a callback in the same match. And then Shayna Baszler goes, no, me, and gets in the corner for the stink face. But then Nia interrupts Rhea and gives Shayna the stink face, and Shayna gets up like, ha, yes! Like she couldn't tell the difference between the two asses. In the face.
Yeah.
He goes, yes!
That's funny.
And then she sees Nia, turns around and sees that Nia does it, and the realization makes her double over with stomach pains. Like she's going to vomit.
Yeah, norovirus.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was like a little indie thing. But yeah, Rhea Ripley's ass broke the internet. And you know what, dude? Forget about kayfabe. I just think that with Logan Paul and WWE and everybody and like them with the fucking YouTube and the algorithm, like I think it's all planned out, dude. I think that Rhea did the sting face because she was a week out from being on Logan Paul's podcast. And, and of course, when she went onto Logan Paul's podcast, she was like being a little sexy and like talking about how she crushes.
Isn't me like I'm not really into her like that?
No, I think
I know you like her.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I
know all the majority of the marks do. I mean, she is attractive, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather put like 5 other girls on the roster ahead of her.
You know what? It's weird for me because I think
I'm just not into the over. It's getting overdone. It's like, mommy's almost on top. Yeah. Like,
she's not really that great on the mic either. She's definitely leaves something to be lacking on the mic.
Yeah.
But, hey, listen, she's still young. She's coming into her own. She's definitely extremely fucking talented and looks great.
Yeah, in the ring and athleticism-wise, and I think that...
and she's like the only goth one. You know what I mean? Like, see, that's the thing.
Well, I think that's where a lot of that appeal also comes from. It's like, hot goth girl.
Mark's first goth.
Yeah,
see, for me,
goth is
lifestyle.
nerdy. Goth is nerdy. I'm nerdy. I can get a goth girl, right? I can get this girl, right? Right?
Right. But really, she's just like a gym jock with dyed black hair and black lipstick.
Yeah, and just tats.
Yeah. Name 5 songs, Rhea Ripley. Name 5 songs. And, dude, the worst thing of all.
Name 5 songs. Wearing the Metallica shirt.
Yeah, just anything. Just name 5 songs that exist. So, and in true fashion, and it never fails, dude. Every single time there's a sexy, viral Rhea Ripley thing, Buddy fucking Murphy, Buddy Matthews.
Oh, he's got to farm his clout.
Right. He's got to like fucking throw his 2 cents in. And so one of the
Simp
comments.
check.
Yes, simp check. He's like, this happens to me once a week. Or something
LOL.
like that. LOLs. And it's like, all right.
Yeah,
I'm getting heat, brother. It's like you're.
Yeah, I'm getting heat.
Like he can't help but, when she gets popular, he can't help but remind the internet that he's with her. You know what I mean? He has to like simp check it. Is a great word. Yeah. So
Yeah.
But
Whatever.
they're
I mean, like, he
geniuses.
probably wouldn't be doing that if he was in the E.
Yeah, he'd
You know
probably
what
be
I
on his
mean? Like,
best
he's only
behavior.
doing that because his character is getting
He's got nothing.
damaged and devalued in AEW, like everybody else over there. So,
but you know, talking about their social media strategy, because now, like a week removed, if you step back and look at it, it's like, oh wow, house show footage.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it was like contrived.
You know, it's like Diesel beat Bob Backlund at Madison Square Garden for the world title at a house show in 8 seconds. And you couldn't see footage of that. But hey, Rhea Ripley gives herself a wedgie. 80 million, 100 billion, whatever. So, but if you look at the sequence now, 2 house shows, house show footage, going viral, boosting Rhea, and then boom, she's on Logan Paul, and they hit a whole new market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's actually brilliant. Like, that's where they're working on the storylines, the social media unveiling of things and the viral.
Yeah, I
clips.
mean, now it's there. Everything's social media now. Like, it just, that's why they're always like, oh, this hit that video last week, or CM Punk
100
showing
million,
up hit, whatever amount of views and this and that and yada yada.
No, they are.
And I'm watching it
good.
like, I don't give a fuck.
But
It's like, but you know, people are like, I saw something today on I saw it because I'm like more in like the Twitch algorithm of Twitter,
right?
and it was something like, I guess Ninja came out with he's been diagnosed with cancer, unfortunately, and it wasn't even his like name in the title. It was like YouTuber with 40 million blah 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 followers or this and that is diagnosed with life-threatening disease or something like that.
Like his
no
numbers
name, just like, oh, I care about this person now because they have a lot of fucking, you know.
Yeah, so weird. And you know, I've experienced it as well. Like when Boulevard Bullies was literally getting trash followers from trash memes, and then once we hit like 10K, once you got that K in front, then like promoters were hitting us up. We're like, oh, you gotta come do your be social media, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, the numbers, and you know what? It's true. Like, when somebody asks for my Instagram, I don't pull up my 500 follower. I'll be like, oh, this is what I do. Because I know they're going to look at the number and be like, oh, damn. All right. Yeah. So, you know, but, okay, so sticking to the social media fucking destruction of the world, did you see this viral clip of the lady burying Roman from the stands?
Yeah, so this shit was a fucking plan, 110%.
Okay, so walk me and walk the
and
viewers
everybody
through. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this was SmackDown, and like Roman is at, I don't know, I didn't watch SmackDown. Did you? You know
no,
anything
it's hard.
on
It's
SmackDown?
hard for me to watch SmackDown because by Friday I'm so burnt out from these shows that I just sit in silence.
So he's at like the end of the ramp, like, you know, the shot where like end of the ramp, you're looking up at the ring,
right?
And it's like an angle, and the camera is on an angle with him saying something, and it's like a wider shot that's kind of getting this like woman, this like blonde, red-haired,
you're seeing
white
the fans
woman.
like that are.
You're seeing
at
the fans in the crowd,
way, like
and she's at the barrier, kind of like this, like casually with a beer, and she's like, you need, all of a sudden it's audible, clear as day. You could fucking hear what this woman's kind of saying. It's like, you need a room full of people to acknowledge you or something like that.
Right. It's like,
and
are you like, so weak? Are you such a bitch that you need like a room
that's what
full
it was.
of
You're such a bitch.
To
tell you that's what
to
it was.
acknowledge you. Or like
something like that. He's like, you punk ass bitch.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know. He just acted like it wasn't there.
Yeah. No,
well, how the fuck do they have her mic'd up and you can hear that shit?
See, when
it wasn't like she was yelling.
Right. It was like just a, and that's what
she was like. She was just like, she was talking just like how I'm talking right now.
That's what made it like, I guess, a little bit more cutting to like, you know, if you're a fan watching it in kayfabe, her delivery, her matter of fact delivery was like equally as stinging as her words. You know, see, when I watched it, I didn't think that it was the woman across the way. I thought that the person filming, because I saw the fan cam footage. So I thought the person filming was just saying it. I don't think it was this woman. But today, WWE, they zoomed in on the woman, and they had the captions. They had the shit all polished up. And, it's just, they're brilliant because they're taking memes that the fans would create and they're beating us to it on their own account. Like baseball,
and people don't know they're getting got. They don't know they're getting work.
So it's a work moment.
How many times have you seen an entrance nowadays where it started with, it started all the way back probably with Brett giving the sunglasses to a fan, but now they have Cody always giving the weight belt. And now it's Randy Orton coming up and signing an autograph.
Right, yeah.
And now it's somebody else coming up and signing an autograph.
Because
and
that makes money. That makes people want to go to the show.
I couldn't get I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying that that's because that's what made me want to go to a show when I was a kid. I wanted to get Brett's glasses. You know what I mean? So it's like,
so
it's
they're
a marketing.
Oh, well, you can fight to get those floor seats, and you might get an autograph. Maybe I could stand there with fucking 60 figures, and I'm not even going to get one.
Well, and I don't know if you know this, but I was at the Elks Lodge, and Sandman, threw his beers to a kid in the crowd, the beer cans. And I was like, oh, man, that would have been, I was too old to care at this point. I was in high school. I was like, oh, man, I wish I caught a beer can. I wish he threw them to us. And the thing is that he threw them to his own kid. So a lot of these people who are sitting ringside, who are sitting
getting a beer.
It's a friend's kid, or it's somebody who's made. It's not like a civilian. You know what I mean? Maybe it's different. Maybe Cody. You see how dark footage of Cody giving people tables and oh, hey, that sign says this. Come in here. But that could be a work too.
Yeah.
It's oh, Cody, how do we get him as a babyface? We can't present him as a babyface on the show. You have to create the content that makes it seem like the fans are discovering it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is unseen footage of him being a dope guy.
Oh, he's servicing us. Look how much he cares. Oh, God, yeah. He gave me a piece of the table. He signed my big poster board. He stayed. We got, and H is I got to drag him out.
My wife.
Yeah, you got to drag him out of the arena, brother. I got to drag him out because,
tree.
Yeah, he's staying here the whole time, And he did. He does. He did that in AEW as well. I spoke to him one time. I tried to buy the Nightmare Family track jacket at the All In show from him. I would always say stupid shit to people ringside. I'd be like, I went to Lenny Poffo. I was like, how much are the glasses? The original Macho glasses? Because he brought them for the Black Machismo match. I was like, how much are the glasses? And I was serious. I'm not, how much, bro? LOL. I'm like, hey, man, are they available? I would like to purchase them. He's like, no.
Get the fuck out of here.
When I said to Cody about the track jacket, he ran over to the pro wrestling tee people and then came back to me and he's like, all right, they'll be available on the site. They ended up being too much out of my price range. So.
Yeah, no, of course.
They were 120 for a track jacket.
But you know what, Joe? This conversation about what WWE is putting out on social media that's real or not real kind of gets my wrestling juices flowing. It's the new work. You know what I mean? It's like back in the day, you couldn't
because
tell.
Social media is everything. It's the new work. Fuck me, dude.
But I think it's interesting.
All the content on Facebook, everything's fake. It'll be someone from behind, shh, we're gonna scare this person, or watch what I'm going to do, and they take a little fake snake and put it next to their parent or their dad doing garden work or whatever, and the guy gets scared and falls in the pool, and it's oh my God, oh, that was really well done, and
and it was all part of the global...
And it's not. It's super fake. Sorry.
It was all part of the global conspiracy to diminish and devalue YouTube cat videos. That's in the lexicon. Oh, you're just uploading cat videos. Oh, you're just watching cat videos on YouTube. Well, you know what? The only animals that you could trust are all animals except human beings. So when you see a funny cat video next time, instead of thinking, oh, this is passé, like it. Because the animals, they're the future of YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of mine are cat videos.
Hey, shout out. Shout out Joe's cat, the flagship cat.
I don't have a cat. I'm allergic to cats. But yeah, so that shit was a plan, and social media sucks. I could see a lot of people, I see a lot of people in comments and stuff, just general, topic now. But they hate it. They're they'll be in comments and say I wish social media never existed. I wish social media was deleted. And I know I'm not the only person.
I mean, if social media never existed, then I would probably be 75% of my body count would be gone. So I'm a big advocate.
That didn't affect me, but that's whatever. I was more of I talk to random people. So.
I'm a big supporter of social media. But hey, speaking of social media,
dating apps are considered social media, you think?
Well, just the internet, and plus, let's not get into it.
No.
It's a story for a quarantine love line.
OK Cupid was way more popping back in like the early 2015 or no, excuse me, 2010, 2011.
The golden era.
The golden era. That shit was way more popping than it is now with social media being in like full fucking mode now.
Well, and also I think the idea of it's really like social media as a theory is dope, but once the advertisers get a hold of it and once like capitalism transcends on it and everything becomes monetized, it's no longer a game, it's games as a service. It's no longer a fucking app, it's a membership. Or it's free and it sucks, and then that's a work too. It's like, oh, is this app glitchy? Oh, this glitch goes away when I have premium. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so it's
the bots go away. Trust me, they're gonna want to talk to you once you have $10 a month coming out of your bank account. Right. Trust me, it doesn't make any fucking difference.
Yeah, exactly. So once, and like even Twitter, it's like, oh, this is good. People from around the world can share news about what's really happening, like it's like, oh, there's a war. Here's what the media won't show you. But it's like, that's gone now too, because it's not really a communication tool. It's a fucking money tool now. So, hey, welcome to the flagship show. High concepts.
Where we talk about everything.
High concepts.
High concepts. Good takes.
Good takes. Low wrestling content, though.
Low wrestling content.
But we're staggering through the headlines.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't that much going on this week.
Very quickly,
Dark Side of the
lightning round. Tell me about Goldberg real quick, because I skipped Goldberg to talk about Rhea Ripley's butt. And so just let's finish up the internet Wild West of what Goldberg said on the internet this week. I have nothing about this. You just wrote Goldberg ? I saw the residuals. I saw the memes. Like I saw memes of him and Riho. Did he say something about like Asian women or something?
That I don't know about.
Oh, that might be a different. That might be a different thing. That's probably a scandal.
What year is it? 2024. I gotta make sure I'm pulling the right article up.
Yeah. Hey, I mean.
I don't know. What is this from Wrestling Inc.? Is this a reputable site?
By the way, hour 2. Everybody, crack your expired beers.
Oh, there we go. I guess he was just interviewed by somebody or somewhere. I don't know. And he said, like, I've heard it for 15 years. I've heard him bitching and moaning about me kicking him in the head. Goldberg lamented. I can only say I'm sorry so many times that I can only be remorseful for so long.
The headline: Goldberg finally speaks out against Bret Hart.
Goldberg buries
Sportskeedia.
There was a whole bunch of before that, but I mean, he was very well tamed. I don't know. I was just seeing all this like clickbait about Goldberg, and I thought he did something.
I was looking for a picture of The Rock today, like from Friday. And so I typed into Google, and like the headlines that showed up in Google before I hit images, it was like, find out why The Rock calls himself the final boss. The Rock, final boss meaning broken down. So it's like most, like 90% of the WWE fans don't know what a final boss is or understand the concept. So this like ESPN article was like breaking down to the norms why he calls himself the final boss, which was fucking sickening. And then, of course, the other headline is, this AEW star says The Rock stole the final boss from them. So I had to click on it to find out. And, after I closed all the pop-ups, I found out. Joe, do you care to guess? Who was
the final boss?
Yeah, who said, do you remember? Do you want to take a guess?
Is it like, oh, that's a legitimate comparable
like
to The Rock?
On
or is it like, right.
Oh, light years below. Light years below. Respected amongst wrestlers, with respect, respected by Jim Cornette, female wrestler, said it on Collision. I never would have guessed it was a female wrestler, but Take a stab. Take a guess.
I guess liked by Cornette, which is hard.
Final
say-
boss, so they were a villain.
Britt Baker?
Serena Deeb.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah.
So she came out on a pod and said that she said it on Collision. And the article had the embedded YouTube with the date. So that's just interesting. Just a little fun factoid. One more thing that isn't in the notes. Santana Santana and Ortiz.
Oh, I saw he said something. Yeah, he was on a show.
He's 1 year sober. He's coming out again. You know, he left AEW. I think he's the fucking House of Glory champion. He's doing indies. He looks great. He was on Chris Van Vliet. And he said that he's
the pretty one, right?
Yeah, he's the pretty one, yeah. So he said
with the big hair, right? He has the bigger hair.
Yeah, he's like the bigger one. He's like the taller one. He's the one who's not Ortiz. Ortiz has like the
No.
afro.
I'm not talking about Santana Ortiz. I know the difference. I'm talking about the Chris Van.
Yeah, the
Vliet.
weatherman, the wrestling weatherman, Mr. G,
Yeah, like,
Mr. Vliet.
Yeah.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes the way that we interviewed Sabu seem not markish. You know. So anyway,
he's a fucking mark too. They all are.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. He's so much of an ass kiss. It makes us seem like
yeah.
So Santana said that he was positive when he was in AEW. He was positive that Cody at any point was going to go, or at some point was going to go back to WWE. And Van Vliet was like, "Well, you said it was one of two," and he goes, "Oh yeah, the second one." He says, what, go back there? And he goes, oh, yeah, definitely. He's like, well, who is it? He's like, I don't want to say. So I was trying to piece together. It's like, what former WWE guy who is right now in AEW is 100% going to one day go back to WWE?
Go back.
And
I was there.
Was there and go back. There's one guy that's 100% going to go back. Santana said that he knew that these two guys were going to go back. Cody already did it, and he would not reveal the second. Do you have a guess? I have one.
I want to say, like, I could narrow it down to maybe, like, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, Edge.
Well, Edge would be disqualified because he wasn't there when Santana was there. So try to think about the Santana era.
It's hard because he kind of wasn't around and was.
Right.
I would say either, like...
early days, or early years, put it that way.
Early Jericho.
That's a good guess. Jericho didn't pop into my mind. I went Moxley.
The most WWE guy of them all.
Yeah, I went Moxley because to me, I guess Jericho didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jericho's in the later stages. You know what I mean? So like Jericho, Big Show, Mark Henry are in the later stages. Like people like Neville, Murphy, Aleister, maybe Aleister Black. Maybe he could have meant him, but I feel like those guys were too low level for Santana to even mention it or care. So I brought it to main event. Danielson's a good guess though too.
But he's also trying to like end soon as well. Like he's been saying this is going to be him winding down and shit.
So those were two. Oh, and one more off the notes. Breaking news Monday, this coming Monday, CM Punk is going to be on with Ariel Helwani, who is probably the best interviewer in the wrestling space. And he always gets great stuff. He's like the antithesis.
Well, he's going to say whatever he wants. So.
Well, he said, I mean, listen, this is all marketing, but he said, hey, gloves off, nothing's taboo. Nothing's taboo about except the NDA you signed probably, but yeah, I think that's going to be very, very interesting. I'm locked into that one. All right, carry on. I'm sorry to have hijacked.
No, that's all right. I like knowing that. I didn't know that, so I would have. We definitely will be talking about that on the Friday show.
You're not even going to be able to avoid the clips. Like on Tuesday, you would have seen.
Yeah, I'll wake up and it'll be like CM Punk interview on YouTube, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't say I'm going to tune in and watch the whole thing when it airs. I'm going to like just consume it by scrolling the next day.
No, I'll watch the whole thing. So yeah, I guess we'll start going over the shows.
Ooh,
for the
Swerve
week.
is a good one, Larry.
Yeah,
Swerve
that is
goes
too.
back. He's Triple H's boy from NXT. Ooh, not a bad one. All right, I'm sorry. Carry on, Joe.
How do I sound? Am I sounding all right?
Sound great. Look great. Everyone is complimenting your hair.
I keep messing with the mic today. So
you're a little fidgety with the mic today, but you sound good.
Yeah,
you just had the one
I'm always fidgety.
You had the one cave moment, but now you're back to smooth flagship Joe.
So yeah, you said you didn't watch Dynamite last night.
I failed this week. Last week, I wanted to set a good example for you and show you how much of a good co-host I am, and I watched the biography stuff, and I watched a little Dynamite, and I caught up.
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't even talk about Dark Side and biography this week.
All right, let's do it quick because we're long-winded. You know, it takes a long time to talk about these high IQ concepts, Joe.
Well, it's always you because you want to talk about this other stuff. It's not in the notes. There's a fucking outline, and then we go off the script.
We do
it's
better.
Okay,
we do better when
I can do it quickly.
All right.
I can do it quickly because the shows weren't that great. Dark Side this week was Brutus Beefcake. I think it was arguably one of the worst Dark Side episodes they've ever done.
Did they show a picture of his mutilated face after the jet ski accident?
They didn't show the jet. They didn't. They of course they reenacted it. Where the girl gave him a shining wizard in the fucking face, or a fucking V trigger to the fucking dome.
I don't even want to hear about this. Like what was on the episode. I just want to hear what the reenactments were. Really?
Yeah, it was like
favorite
someone
part.
yelled, and as soon as he turned around, I was like, "Whoa!"
It's like, wow, we had to.
Like they had the whole water ski,
right.
like the big fucking
parasailing. Yeah,
and it was just like.
This year on season 5 of Dark Side of the Ring, we're going to do the most expensive reenactment shoot we've ever done.
Yeah, that's all it is.
We're going to recreate the parasailing guy.
Oh boy. Yeah, it was pretty whack. Everyone in the episode had like spray tan, like Beefcake, his wife, what's his nuts, the half of the Killer Bees, which was friends with him.
Was it his
there's
crazy
also Brian
wife?
Knobs.
Was his crazy wife there? Because remember they interviewed him last season, and he has like a.
Well, the wife is the whole like they act like she's like that's why Hogan doesn't fuck with him anymore. Or no, Hogan has they've reconciled, but like before the Hall of Fame induction for Beefcake, like he wasn't, I guess, messing with her, or according to the documentary, because he's like, oh. They don't. She sounds like she was looking out for him. She's like, I'm not gonna let Brutus go and work some shindy for $300, you know, and then he can't do the date or whatever, you know, because I gotta worry about his health and shit like that. I'm his girl. Like that's kind of like my thing. So depending on how you want to look at it, it's good. And then like Hogan was like, oh, you're not doing your dates, brother. I don't know why he would care about that, but. He didn't have a formal statement or whatever, but either way, it was a whack episode overall.
Bren is echoing that in the chat, saying it was bad. Yeah,
just be begging to be friends with Hulk again. Worst episode ever. Yeah, that's why they were. And then Bischoff, they called him a piece of shit or whatever like that, or I had to hire him because he was Hulk's friend, or that's the Hulk tax he called. You hire Hulk, you gotta hire Beefcake as well.
The disciple. Hey, what are your thoughts on Eric
Dude, I
Bischoff?
even fucking know that he was the disciple.
Yeah, he was.
He looked really fucking different.
Yeah. 2 more shades of spray tan, drop some weight a little bit.
Drop the weight, the different beard, the longer hair. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
bro.
I didn't know that until later.
Like notice it.
Yeah, I didn't know that until like after Disciple was gone that he was him.
Yeah, I didn't know until just now.
I
knew he was the Zodiac.
Yeah, he was the Zodiac, and Ron Nemi is the BTK killer. Just quick thumbs up, thumbs down on Eric Bischoff, who's constantly fighting with Tony Khan. Almost seems like more people hate Eric Bischoff right now than.
Well, that was also in the headlines too. We missed that it was they canceled Strictly Business this week. The last episode is just randomly has been just it passed.
And Tony Khan pissed on their grave. He did the.
Tony Khan was like, yeah, something. I'm a fucking mark. Yeah. Yeah, he did this. Like, yes. Yeah, he did the Drew McIntyre.
Whatever. Well, we'll talk about that next week because I think there was an Eric Bischoff response.
Was there? Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about Eric Bischoff next week. All right, I'm sorry.
And then biography was good though. It was the British Bulldog, so there was a lot of stuff about Bulldog I didn't know, and about his whole later years and stuff that I didn't really know about. And he did a lot of like bouncing back from WCW to WWF and, to Stampede and this and that. So that was pretty cool to hear about as well. And we heard a lot from his wife and Brett. And I mean, somebody else thrown in there.
It cuts to Brett on the British Bulldog, and he's like, yeah, and then Goldberg kicked me in the face. Fucking untrained.
Yeah, he always got to bring it
gorilla.
back to that 4 out of 10.
Yeah. British
4 out of
Bulldog,
10,
he didn't
brother.
like that. British Bulldog, he was Davey, he didn't like that.
Davey boy.
I almost
Yeah,
wish
I
they were
love Davey, though.
reversed. I wish that Brutus got the A&E safe doc, and I wish the Dark Side did British Bulldog. Because,
Well,
you know,
there
like...
wasn't Well, he had some dark times because he like kind of was ODing on pills and shit like that, pain pills, because he had the fucked up lower back.
Did you hear the story that before SummerSlam 92, Brett had the whole match mapped out, and he went over it with Davey like 3 or 4 times, and Davey stayed out all night the night before doing coke and did not sleep, and Brett had to walk him through the entire like half an hour match at SummerSlam 92.
Oh my God! What,
Yeah.
the one in Wembley?
Yeah, the Wembley IC.
That's how they start the bio. Like, this is like, oh, him getting ready for the Wembley match and him being like the high point, you know?
I don't know what it was on, but Brett has told the story that he, like, much like Macho Man and Steamboat, he had the match like moment for moment laid out, and he would like and the weeks coming up, he would like remind him, and they'd go over it like several times, and the night before they went over it, and then British Bulldog went out, did cocaine all night, didn't sleep, showed up late, and the bell and they're going over it again, but he's like out of it, right? And the bell, and he's like, okay, and Brett's doing the impression of Davey, and the bell rings, they lock up, and they do like the first thing, and Davey goes, I forget.
I wasn't even there.
I wasn't even there. And so Brett walks him, and you know, this is from Brett telling it, walks him, does the entire match, leading him step by step without him remembering.
One of the greatest matches ever.
Yeah, and they wouldn't say that on A&E, but they would say that on Dark Side. You know what I'm saying? So I wish they were flip-flopped.
Well, a lot of those big matches ever, like Steamboat and Savage, also was written out in step by step, you know, like, so it is what it is, but it's unfortunate to me if that was true. He was out doing blow all night, and then, you know,
Hell yeah.
Red had to really
hero,
carry him.
A shining example. Can you imagine being that jacked and your heart being able to survive that much cocaine? Good for him. Strong man.
Yeah. He ended up eventually back on the Indies too. That would have been pretty cool. He went on the Indies with Harry Smith for like a little bit, or a spot show here and there. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I think I messed up. He went and did a show, and then like a week later, he passed away.
Yeah, and then
He was like, oh yeah, I got this new life, you know, going, and then it was like a week later he passed.
That's how it always goes. That's why I refuse to get healthy, Joe. Because the second I do, my body's going to go into shock. I'm going to perish.
Like Warrior. Remember with Warrior? He was like kind of saying bye. He knew he was going to die the next day.
Because he was too healthy. He knew that he was.
Yeah.
He knew how healthy
He's
he
like,
was.
"But finally buried the hatchet. And and then it feels good to start this new start of my life. And, it, you know, I'll see you all.
When I die.
Next day.
Yeah, tomorrow.
The next day, it was like, oh, Warrior passed. It's like, holy fuck, dude. I was like, in TSA or whatever, finding out on my phone, like leaving New Orleans, finding out he had died. I'm like, wow.
Remember this when I'm dead. Tomorrow.
All right, no more headlines.
All right,
So, switching it immediately back over to AEW.
Hey.
They were still in Canada. They're still in Canada for a little bit.
They just exist there now for the tax breaks.
Yeah. I didn't really write. Yeah, they go there a lot.
Yo,
A lot.
why do you think every like game studio, fucking movie studios, all in
Yeah.
Vancouver, because they get like grants and shit.
Yeah.
When I was playing music, there was a band. Fuck, I forget their name. There was a hardcore band that used to come down from Canada, and they got a grant from the government to come to America and play shows. Like they got like some kind of like artist grant.
Wow.
It's fucking dope. And I was like, this band sucks. How do they have such dope equipment? Oh, they got like a fucking $10,000 grant from Canada to come to America and take all our fans. It's fucking bullshit.
How many subscribers you got, brother?
What's your engagement,
So Will
brother?
Ospreay defeats Shibata in the opener. It was about a 20-minute match. It was obviously the best match on the show.
Everyone was
Solid
talking.
match, them kicking the shit at each other. What's up?
Yeah, everyone in the chat, those were the two things that everybody was hyped for. Shibata and Ospreay, and then
The main.
the main.
So
So
Swerve.
are you
Make it
still
shit.
high on Ospreay? Did Ospreay have a
Yeah,
good showing?
I mean, like they're still putting them over pretty hard. The crowd's like really into them. They're like, I've never seen someone like Shivani and them are like, I've never seen anyone like this come into AEW with such pop-up circumstance and just like take over the Fed and like, you know, and all this like big. I mean, he is. I mean, I know like the crowd likes to be into the show in the sense of like always chanting, so you can't like determine how over someone is based on their fucking entrance because you know they want to chant CEO and whatever.
Right,
they
want to
you know?
sing. It's more about the singing.
Yeah, they want to
than the
sing. They
actual
want to be a
person.
part of the fucking show. So it's like, and then once the bell rings, it's like,
yeah. It's getting the crowd is very Japanese in a way. Like it's very Wrestle Kingdom-ish. Because even at the pay-per-view, remember I texted you and I was like, crowd's dead. You're like, crowd's not dead. I was like, yeah, I guess they're not, but they are when nothing huge is happening. It's like there's like
because they don't do like baseball stuff or like live sports stuff like the
Sweet Caroline.
like they don't do stuff like you're supposed to do in between like the rest holds to get like that's how we used to do back in the old ROH days. We did like slow claps and like random chants
get
and
behind
stuff like
the
that.
baby face, you know, like clap for them getting back up.
Yeah, just work the match with them and be an actual fucking fan or whatever. Nowadays it's just pop for the fucking
it's more reactionary.
Pop for the entrance.
Yeah.
Then the match starts. How quickly we can get to this is awesome and fight forever.
Right. It's a race. Every mark in the stadium wants to start that
sometimes
chant.
5 minutes into a match, it'll just be like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we used to chant this is awesome back in the day when it was like a legit like 5-star match.
Yeah.
With like Kobashi and Joe. Something that would like never happen ever.
The chants are definitely like, yeah, it's funny. It's like, it's like like nowadays you think it's like, oh well, it's interactive. We're singing with the song. We're making the chants, but it's like, nah. The way that once again, we're fucking old. So what the fuck do we know? But like clapping and like it's like kayfabing yourself as an audience member. I think is more fun than being a smart audience member. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like cheering the good guy, like when you're there. And then, like, afterwards, you could talk about, oh, well, that guy was awesome. Even though you booed the shit out of him and told him to go fuck himself. But he was the bad guy. So you were that's how you be part of the show, in my opinion. But, what the fuck do we know? We're just too old
it's just like,
geniuses.
I want to chant, I guess because they can't bring signs anymore. They got to do something.
Final
fight forever. Both these guys.
Remember
both these
Chrono
guys.
Trigger?
yeah, those signs, yeah. The retro gaming like awesome. remake Chrono Trigger or something, right? The Bucks defeated Private Party and what is the quarterfinal match in a new tournament.
Yes,
the AEW World Tag Team Title Tournament for the quarterfinal match to determine
in bracket
AEW
1
World Tag in bracket 1.
By the way, I just want to say, Barry Horowitz, to me, who called that for the first time in history, a wrestler wasn't going to lose his final match and it was going to vacate the titles and there was going to be a tournament. And you said, no! You were like, another tournament? That's impossible. They would never do that. And that's exactly what they did. I'm so proud of myself for knowing.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have known better with fucking Tony. So.
Right, the obvious wrong thing is exactly what they're going to do. So, hey, quarterfinal.
Yeah. That's what I always throw in as a factor when I'm like, oh, well, let's determine this. And I'm like, oh, this what should happen. But then it's what's its face. Yeah, then he might do this. Like, oh, fuck, he did.
Sheets and sheets. Sheets and sheets.
So, yeah, the Bucks won that. So they advance to face the Best Friends who defeated the Undisputed Kingdom on the same show. So Best Friends and Bucks next week.
Aren't Undisputed Kingdom the Ring of Honor tag team champions?
Correct. Buried.
And Best Friends beat them.
Best Friends beat them.
Oh, okay.
Bow, Best Friends. Great theme. Willow Nightingale defeats Anna Jay and Chris Statlander and Sky Blue to become the AEW TBS title #1 contender. So that's Julia Hart's boring ass. She has that belt. And Mercedes was ringside I don't know. I guess they're not gonna have Mercedes go for the women's
TBS
title.
or she's in the TBS.
They're not gonna go for the Tony Storm title. She's gonna go for the mid card title. Because if Willow wins the contendership and possibly beats Julia, theoretically, this might go to then now the first match being Mercedes and Willow for the title. Theoretically. Not that I give a fuck about any of that. I just don't know what.
Best friends. Money.
Best friends. Or it probably will just lead to Mercedes screwing Willow, and then they,
Did you see that she bought a fan TV off of Twitter?
No.
She's completely reformed herself, Joe.
She's fine to me when she has her attitude, her bitchy attitude, because that's who she really is. Let's be real. So it's like when she has like I'm the CEO and she's like doing this like backstage and stuff. Like that stuff looks cool. That stuff sounds cool to me. But when she's like,
she's good now.
I've been on a journey and I'm finally back. I almost had a career-ending injury and I finally have come back. It's just like that shit is fake as fuck. Yeah, that shit is fake as fuck. When she's doing like the boss stuff and giving her attitude and throwing the attitude and that around, she still has it with that.
Long story short, somebody on Twitter posted a photo of Monet on the TV, like debuting, the CEO from 2 weeks ago, right? But their TV was like a 4x3, dude. He had like the analog TV, and he was watching.
Oh.
So like, and everybody roasted this guy about his TV, and she found it. I mean, her social media manager found it, and said like, "Hey, dude, let me know when your birthday is. I'm gonna upgrade your telly." And then the guy responds, "My birthday was last week." Oh no, he goes like, "My birthday was like in September. Dude, are you gonna make me wait all year?" It's like, oh, what a dick. But then the next one, it's like the TV arrived. He got a TV, and he's like, "Thanks, Mercedes, you're the best." So
like that's I don't understand. She bought a TV and that would make her look better, I guess. I don't understand.
Well, she hooked a fan up with a TV. She did a Cody. Gave him the Christmas tree to go.
Yeah,
with,
I guess maybe that's where they're going with that too.
Yeah, so she's a very caring philanthropist, television philanthropist.
Yeah, whatever. She was also dressed like a stripper meets Pan Am flight attendant.
Oh, a little sexy.
My girl pointed it out. She was like, "Why? She looks like a Pan Am flight attendant." Because it was like the pink.
Right, I saw it was pink. I saw she had like
pink
stirrups,
but then like bra, like cleavage, and then it went around the neck. You know what I mean? And then she had the hair up, and that was all like colored differently now. You know what I mean? You kind of had to look at it, but makes her look wealthy. Yeah, right.
Here's a TV. Exactly. Yeah, it was like a fucking 28-inch LG.
Yeah,
Vizio.
Yeah, like some bullshit, like a fucking 250 off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, she's like, "What the fuck? Get some TV from Temu. Who the fuck do I care? The guy's got a 4.3. He's watching a 4.3. Anything will be an upgrade. Fuck it."
And then
how about get the guy some new shoes, place to live with your $10 million a year?
Yeah, take him out of the hood. Yeah. As for the show itself, besides Swerve Strickland defeating Takeshita, he's now the number one contender. He's going to face Joe at Destiny.
Swerve and Joe.
Yeah.
How was that match?
I think they'll put it on Swerve there. I think they'll finally do it.
Or maybe they double down and have Adam Page come out and come down from the ceiling and fuck Swerve.
They can't do that again. He hasn't been on the show in weeks. Just
fight forever.
Yeah, but then he could just start showing up now. Like, I'm going to be in the match. Or maybe he stay off the show and then come in and fucking screw Swerve in that match.
Yeah, you know what I want? I want motorcycle helmet reveal Adam Page.
Yeah.
I'll never forgive you for giving a free Swerve t-shirt to my newborn baby child.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, wait, how was that match? Because everyone was
no, that match was good.
It. Yeah?
That match was good, too. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Sweet.
The Bucks told Renee to smile more. which is true because she's plain Jane looking.
Wow.
Okada was in the back with his belt, like cheering on the Bucks. I don't remember if he did anything else on the show. Like I said, I kind of skimmed through it. That was really it.
Moxley fully bald now. Got rid of the.
Where was Moxley on the show, though?
Oh, he's in Mexico wrestling.
Oh.
And he debuted
Death
in
Jitsu.
Death Jitsu, and he got rid of the
Death
John
Jitsu.
McClane. No more John McClane buzz cut. He went fully bald. He put his money where his mouth
Urka
is.
says we should do an extra 4-hour stream quarterly.
Yeah, I mean, we're at an hour and a half, and we haven't even touched the best stuff that happened all week. So
Well,
we do
speaking
tend
of
to
that,
run long.
we've
So
been
what does Cage
running
Match
long.
have to say about AEW Dynamite?
I gave it a 7.89, which is lower than what they've been usually getting, despite even 2 really good matches on the show. The mid card brought it down a bit. The Best Friends match brought it down a lot. I'm trying to find some funny comments.
On this day.
Here, if we're honest with ourselves, last night's show was ass. Just not enough emotional investment in almost anything I saw.
Yo, Joe, I just had a fucking epiphany before we move on to WWE. And it's troubling. It's troubling that I just saw the future, Joe. You know what's going to happen, right? Eventually, all of the people that we hate, all of the fans that we hate, are eventually going to, just like we used to love chanting, and now all the fucking losers chant, right? It's like we're over here, the old heads are like, are saying, well, there needs to be more storytelling. There needs to be good storytelling. It's not just about in-ring product. It's not just about how many flippy dippies you can, that whole narrative. The fucking mainstream fans are going to adapt that. And that comment that you just read, that's the first drop in the bucket. All the people who are disagreeing with the old school way of thinking right now are eventually going to come all the way back around. And they're gonna like agree with Cornette, for lack of a better fucking thing. And the new cool wrestling thing is gonna be to want it to be the way it was.
Yeah.
And
Where it
eventually
tells a story.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna tell. Yeah, the storytelling. There's not enough emotional investment. Doesn't matter what moves you do. So all of those people are eventually gonna get around to watching like shoot interviews, and like that's gonna become the new cool thing. So that means that me and you are gonna have to start liking,
High spots.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be high spot guys.
Spot monkeys. Yeah.
Because I just want to go on the other side of the court that those people are on.
Yeah, we have to be unique. We
Right.
can't be in the mainstream. That's
Right.
not what
No,
our fucking
no.
vibe is here at
So,
all.
so
No.
like, I'm actually more of a slave to the mainstream than the mainstream is, because whenever they decide, I will just automatically do the opposite, whether I like it or not.
I forgot to mention this, but I'll just mention it on the air, whatever. Last week we had a viewer in here who was kind of like taking over the chat.
Oh, it was an AEW fan.
It was an AEW fan, was it?
Yeah, we didn't
And
retain that viewer. He's not here.
He was like, if you shit on this match.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to like shit on the match, like the main event, the girls' main event on Rampage, the street fight. And then
It was so fun
he
to
was like,
watch.
oh, what? You shit on everything. Your opinion
Yeah,
sucks.
that's what
And it was like mine. He's like, no, the other guy like me.
Yo,
'Cause
it
I
was
was,
so
like,
funny.
Going on a rampage, no pun intended.
I knew that was going to happen. It was so funny to watch him slowly descend into the realization that we're just going to shit on the whole thing. Because like he popped in, he's like, hey guys, like awesome pod, like happy to find it. You're talking AEW. Like, yeah, hell yeah. And then so
Fuck
like,
AEW.
Yeah, and we're like, yeah, Samoa Joe's awesome. And it's like, so we gave him a few like nuggets in the beginning.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I agree. That was dope. And it's like, yeah,
it was
but
good.
this sucked, this
Nice.
sucked, this sucked, this sucked. And he's like, ran him right off. 45 minutes and just gone, never to return.
He didn't even finish the show. Yeah, I noticed he like dipped. Oh my
It
god.
was like, yeah, and
That's
it's
how
like,
we treat new people around
It was
here.
like, because it was like okay, and like it slowly started being like, oh man, you didn't like that? Oh, that's weird. Oh, I liked it. Just agree to disagree. And then like the main was the Sasha Banks thing. So like I knew that it was coming because I knew that was going to be the thing we buried the most. And this is the thing that this guy loved the most. So, like, at that point, his head just exploded. And he was like, fuck this. These guys, wait a second.
I got to go back and look at the transcript of exactly what he said.
It was
Like,
just
because
slow...
that stuff is saved, right? Is it?
Yeah,
or no,
I
no,
always do chat replay. Yeah, I always do chat replay.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank God. Oh, man.
Oh
Woof.
my God! Yeah, that was hilarious to watch him, like, because I knew what was gonna happen.
Sentence
Like,
realization. Oh man,
I
he's
knew
like,
it
"Oh,
was-
you're a podcast that shits on
Yeah,
it. You don't
yeah.
front and like everything." Like,
Hey,
no,
we're
we
high
don't.
concepts
Sorry.
over here. Big brain.
I'll say it's good. I'll say it's something good. Usually I don't like majority of stuff.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was awesome. Shout out that guy. Hey, we hope you live a very happy life. If you have a shitty TV, tweet Mercedes Monet. Maybe she'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Kid.
She's looking for someone like you.
That's not nice.
Nairi said he shared the stream last week on Reddit Squared Circle. Thank you. Reddit quickly removed the posts for the title being too vague.
Wow, see, I originally named the title of the podcast "Here Comes the Lame," and I thought it was too vague, so I put dash a wrestling podcast. You know, we're trying to buy some people some TVs here, yo.
Yeah. At least a shirt or two.
Yeah, let's hook you up with a shirt.
Oh man. All right, let's talk about stuff that's moderately better. So you didn't watch SmackDown.
No, I did not.
Who was on? It was just only that came out of SmackDown was the girl, the plant.
Yeah, the plant. Oh, well, you know what happened? I think that like the Bloodline tried to interfere in a match. Yo, actually, it was kind of fucking dope. I forget who was in the match. I think it was Jay was in the match versus somebody. And like the Bloodline came out. You know what I'm saying? And they did like almost a shield thing where like Cody came slowly from one side to like protect, and then like Seth came from the other side to protect, and Roman was like, oh damn, oh shit, and then the woman flamed him, and that's really all I saw from SmackDown.
All right, so it didn't look like anything happened on Raw. Or excuse me, didn't look like anything happened on SmackDown. A lot happened on Raw. Raw scored a 9.27 this week.
Yo, I mean,
nothing had to do. None of the scores though for the matches. Only one scored above an 8.
Were there matches?
There was a lot of matches. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One was below 5 minutes, so that didn't work. That didn't get scored. Ricochet, JD McDonough got over an 8. The rest was like 5 to 6. Somehow the show got a 9. I don't know if you can grade promos
Or like segments. Can you can you do quarterly
it
segments?
doesn't show it like on this page, but I know if you back out to the main page, it'll quote McIntyre's comment to Punk, and that gets graded, and that got graded like a 9.75.
Where it's like you don't do drugs, you don't drink alcohol,
You
but
don't
you've been
do
in-
drugs, you don't drink, but you spend all your time in rehab.
Oh my God, what a line! And then CM Punk fired back by saying that he had lifts in his shoes.
And shoe polish
Yeah,
in
he's
his
like,
beard.
your shoe lifts and your shoe polish and your beard. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
your
my
shoe
God.
polish beard.
And your
And then
skirt.
Seth comes out and he's like,
Yo, I mean, what? I guess maybe you can do the match grades, and then can you maybe do an overall? So maybe somebody goes through and like a fan goes 7,
yeah,
6, 7.
you're right.
And then
Yeah,
overall
you can
show
grade
10.
the matches. Yeah, you can grade the matches. You can grade the show overall. Yeah. You could click the match title
See,
and grade the
Joe,
match. Yeah.
what you said about me the other week is completely true. I am a world-class bullshit artist because I've never been on Cage Match in my life, and I just
Well, I mean, it makes sense if the rating is this. I thought it was cumulative, but that's wrong. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of go in order. We started talking about Punk and
Yeah, what
Drew,
opened
but the show opened up with Cody, and Cody, I forgot exactly what he was saying, but it wasn't like Cody crybaby shit. He wasn't crying, but he was
just talking.
he was
him
putting
into
his money where his mouth was.
right. Of
We'll
course,
just say that.
For lack
He
of a
was
better
laying
term.
down the law. He was
Yeah.
saying something interesting. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then The Rock came out unannounced.
Insane.
But they're still doing the weird transition entrance.
Yo, I feel like
the production is crazier every fucking week.
He's
with
the Undertaker.
Lightning.
He's the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah. He's shooting lightning bolts out of his ass. Yeah, it's crazy.
I recently watched it just before we started because I wanted to like have it fresh in my mind, and I feel like he did. I don't know, but I feel like there was a mark he missed. I feel like he comes out and there's one mark, and the lightning hits and the music changes, and he's supposed to take one full step forward to get into like the Triple H lighting, right? So there's like a backlit thing behind, like, so, and I saw it because there were two spotlights on the floor. So it's like, I think when the lightning's hitting him, I don't think he's supposed to be in that Triple H light. I don't know. Once again, I'm making a wild assumption, but there was like a spotlight behind him that he took one too many steps out, hit the first mark, didn't hit the one before it. I mean, it's still dope, obviously, but I don't know. It's like there was something off with the rhythm of his steps. Like it was a little, like he took a moment. It looked like he was a little like, and there was a spotlight behind him. But listen, that's minutia. That's just something I noticed.
I'd be thrown off too if the went from like dun
remix
dun, 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 dun. Like it's like totally different. Like just have the fucking thing drop and
yo, I mean
like
the entrance
go
is
the
awesome.
fucking Hollywood theme and then have the lightning and everything going off.
Yo, it's better. It's my favorite entrance going right now. I mean, it's better that
it's just the transition's kind of a clusterfuck to me. But besides that, I like it.
Yo, the lightning and just his look and shit with like the sleeveless. He's like a new
We're gonna
mutation.
get lightning and Mania for his entrance. We're gonna get. Oh wait, that's pyro or is that? Oh no, the Taker lightning used to be CG, right?
I don't know.
Like remember when Taker would go like this, and the bolt would fucking hit. But they did it with the Dudleys.
I don't know.
Like that, but those are supposed to be bombs. So yeah, he comes out and he doesn't say anything. He just whispered something in his ear and then walked away.
Do you know what he said? Because The Rock waited until today to reveal what he said to him. Do you know what it was?
He says, "You're a mistake."
He says, "Tonight, I make you bleed."
I make you bleed. Yeah,
pretty dope.
I saw multiple ones. So
because all of the wrestling fans
50-50.
who are also professional lip readers got right on that and like.
Yeah. I'm gonna make you. Do you bleed? You will.
He's so dope. I mean, he's still not a great actor though.
No.
All right, let's get into because that happens later. But let's get into the show.
All right, so that was that segment. Show went on. Blah blah blah.
You left your charger in the bathroom.
You left your charger in the bathroom. Yeah, did we get that moment next week?
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
If he sides with him after this, like if he turns good at the end, it was all for nothing.
No way. No, there's too much money.
But it was so fucking brilliant.
A match with him later.
Everybody thought that they were going to open with CM Punk in Chicago. They open with a Rock surprise. The place fucking goes nuts.
Yeah, Chicago was they were on point. Punk comes out about an hour into the show, and what did he say exactly? I don't remember. I should start watching this stuff before our show.
I don't know. I'll just speak on the clips because
he mentioned his wife, and then people misconstrued it for him saying, well, "My wife April loves my mouth," and someone was like, "Oh, he's talking about going down on AJ."
I didn't catch that.
Someone said that. They were like, he insinuated that he loves giving AJ Lee oral sex. I'm like, I think it's just because he has a mouth and like on him, like that he doesn't shut up. Like he probably sits at home complaining and then bitches and fucking talk shit all day.
I only saw the clip of when he was yelling at Drew McIntyre and he challenged, and Drew McIntyre was sitting Indian style on the commentary table.
Yeah, Drew came out and he was like talking shit to him at the ramp, went around, and then stood on the table and started like flashing He flashed someone during Seth's entrance when Seth came out, and then he sat down and he was like, "Don't look up my kilt, you perv," or like cameraman or something. He said something to the cameraman, like, "Don't shoot up my kilt, you perv."
He loves that. He loves to do that. Well, he sat down Indian style. Yeah, that's his new thing. He is flashing people with his kilt. I kind of like this version of Drew McIntyre.
I love it. Yeah,
is definitely in danger. Give this 6 more months, and I'm gonna be sick of him. Which we will get 6 more months because he's winning and he's on the road to Punk. But whatever.
But yeah, we got the quote that was, you spend, you don't do drugs, you don't drink or whatever. You spend all your time in rehab. Yeah.
And then he says that he's the chosen one, which is a callback to 2003, probably year of Postal Tuesday.
Time down the line. Yeah, he came out to that at Clash of the Castle, right?
I think so. He did throwback music at some point, but he goes,
yeah, he did.
He's like, I'm the chosen one, and CM Punk cuts him off. That's another thing that made this very real. CM Punk will like fucking talk over you. They're like kind of arguing. They're not just trading lines. Like it's like
it's not like all right, now you go, now I go, now you go. Yeah,
it gives it an air of authenticity.
Yeah,
and it's like this is obviously just two professionals like figuring out awesome, dope, deeply cutting kind of work shoot things that they could say to each other, where the fans are going ooh ooh.
Work shoots, yeah.
And the one thing I hate when somebody mentions that Seth Rollins is married to Becky Lynch. Like that's old. Like let's find some new
so then
material.
Seth came out and then he was like, you want CM Punk on commentary? And then everyone was like, referee. He's like, I don't know. I haven't noticed that he's still kind of banged up, and he went down and like onto the bad arm and was like 1, 2, 3, and they counted. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. He's like, I don't want to be referee because I couldn't be partial.
You couldn't be impartial
or whatever,
right?
To either one of these dipshits.
Right. Yeah. But there was also the line where Drew McIntyre says, "I'm the chosen one," and CM Punk goes, "Who chose you? Say the man's name. Who chose you?"
Yeah, say the man's name. I was waiting for him to just start saying Vince.
Yo, dude, that was so
close.
Dope. That was so dope that like. Man, that was good. That was a good line too. And then
I think this was probably his best promo since he's been back. No.
Oh yeah, and all of them except for Seth. But
he didn't have a lot. All he had was when he showed back up, and it was like pretty scripted sounding.
Oh, Punk, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Punk. Yeah, Punk. And then the promo when he was injured, and then all the shit he was saying about The Rock punching The Rock in the face at the press con.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then this.
And when he said the coolest thing he did before this was when he in the Royal Rumble said, I didn't wait 10 years to lose to Dusty's kid. Like,
that promo. Yeah, he's like dope. My
right, where he goes like,
my dad was an electrician,
plumber,
just a blue collar guy.
Yeah, that was dope.
Think about it, I'm more the American dream than you are, and it was like, that was good.
Yeah, dude, it's just a bunch of smart dudes working together and having the freedom to come up with dope shit.
Yeah.
And then Seth goes to CM Punk, you're not going to stand in my way. You could be the referee. You could do commentary. Like, I'm not even thinking about you, dude. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like,
stay out of my way.
Yeah, stay out of my way. And CM Punk goes, you know what, Drew, with your fucking shoe lifts, which is fucking wild to even, like,
because he does have lifts, right?
But many wrestlers wear lifts, you know. So like, just to like acknowledge.
Well, I think it was because they were all like, "Oh, Seth is taller than he is," and he wasn't taller. He was wearing lifts,
right? Because
even though the build at the same height.
So yeah, it's like so it goes McIntyre with your shoe lifts and your shoe polish dyed beard and your skirt. And something else, and he goes, and Seth Rollins with your freaking bell-bottom pants and your world title and your wife, and everyone goes, ooh,
your wife.
Yeah, it was like a little weak. It was like your wife. That is a little weird. But and he goes, I'm gonna do something that neither of you could have done in the 10 years that I've been gone, or even you'd be able to do without me right now to this day, and that's I'm gonna make you two interesting at WrestleMania.
Yep.
my God. Love it. Love it.
Yep.
It's dope. And
And then he tried, and then there was a fight after he.
Well, no,
what did
Drew,
Drew
like Seth, CM Punk said, hit my music and like walked out. And when he left the ring, Drew got in the ring and was in the ring with Seth. Seth super kicked him. And then in another kind of dope moment, threw it back, curb stomped the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Which was also dope. I mean, Seth Rollins has got to start dressing like a human being, though. That's the one thing that this whole thing.
They got to
is
start
lacking.
wearing Fanatics merch.
Yeah, put on a fucking Burn It Down T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. It's like, or wear a fucking like suit. Like the suit. Everyone wears suits.
Like I said, I was talking to my buddy about today, and they're like, "Oh, I get it. It's characters. These are their larger than life characters they're trying to portray."
Yeah, it's definitely wrestling. Yeah. I guess you're right. You got the kilt guy. You got the bell bottoms guy. You got the son of a plumber. Whatever.
And Punk, he wears his shirt every week.
Hell yeah, old
Every
school.
week.
Knows about it.
Yep. Little merch.
God bless him.
So fast forward to the end of the show. There was Jey Uso defeating Shinsuke Nakamura.
Beat him clean with a spear.
Main event Jay.
On his road to WrestleMania.
I guess Jimmy came out. Maybe
Jimmy
also.
and Solo came out, yeah.
So then Solo is fighting with.
No, they were immediately met by Seth and Cody. So they like what they set up on Friday with like the defense of Jay.
Yeah.
They actually it came to blows. And I don't know what happened after that, but like I guess they fought off or like
they fought off and it looked like Cody and Jimmy went to the back.
They went to the back, yeah. And
then the other ones are not around. All of a sudden, The Rock just runs in and fucking bashes
Seth handled Jimmy.
Yeah.
Then he handled Solo. Solo came in for a minute, dispatched the Solo real quick, and then all of a sudden, The Rock shows up.
This is in the back by the exit already. Yeah, by the back exits of the ring.
Yeah, this is in the bowels.
Yeah. And then what continued was what seemed like a 15-minute beatdown of just The Rock dismantling but repeating himself every 30
Look at you
seconds.
now. Look at you now.
Look at you now. Look at you now.
Boy.
Look at you now, boy. Boy. And look at you now. Like over and over and over. Like he's got to think of he can't stop he can't repeat himself.
The Rock of 20 years ago would have been talking that shit.
He would have been like grabbing the mic and the camera, and saying something, you know what I mean? Like instead of it's like, look at you now, and then it just turns into like, oh, all right, so he gets busted open. Now he's bleeding. They're out in the rain. It's fucking raining in Chicago.
Which just added to the
to it.
Yeah.
A few things happened outside.
Well,
everyone's talking about the wide shot. The wide shot.
Oh, Jesus
that showed
Christ.
Cena and Austin on the trailer.
Foreshadow?
Long-term storytelling.
It's an Easter egg, bro.
Yeah, they're all sucking on Easter eggs, here. Saying that segment's going to happen. I mean, he's going to probably need something to do Sunday. So
The Rock.
Yeah, if he has a tag match Saturday, he's not advertised on the show the next day.
Yeah, I'll tell you what he's going to do on Sunday. He's going to be in the hospital. He's going to be getting surgery on Sunday for whatever he injures.
Oh, yeah, when he tears some sort of tendon or something.
His shit looks like it's going to burst. Like if you put a pin in The Rock, he would deflate.
Yeah.
He'd fly around. Yeah, I mean, this was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he just hit his head on the fucking thing. He threw his head on the trailer. It was Cody's van.
It was Cody's bus.
Tour bus.
Yeah. Well, you know what's so funny? Like, if you're...
With Pharaoh. The Pharaoh
right, he hits him
painted
into
on the bottom.
And but it was like pretty obvious that like he slams his head to the door and Cody like bumps but falls like this way, like towards like away from the camera. And then The Rock immediately pulls the camera like this way. Like he's gigging, brother. Like, like I don't know. It didn't look like real blood, but I don't know. It did start trickling a little bit. He could have just popped a freaking blood capsule, But either way, strides and strides forward for WWE.
Then he said the thing.
What'd he say?
He said, "This is what you get for fucking with the final boss."
Yeah, and they bleeped it on TV, but you could hear the crowd go nuts. This is another thing I noticed.
Yeah, it's
like,
been all over. It's been all over social media with the
once again another
fans.
brilliant social media move by them. You
Yeah,
know?
I
Like,
mean,
and you know what? They're treating us like adults. And if you're watching
something else. There was a lot of cursing somewhere else on the show.
well, he goes. Well, he did say.
Oh,
like,
they started chanting "Holy shit" when he first came out at the beginning of the show,
did they bleeped it?
and it was Chicago, and they had to bleep it out. It was like, "Ooh, like they're like the dumps getting dumped at random times."
Right.
Like they were because Chicago is gonna be very like masculine, sort of like you can tell what they're fucking saying. You know,
Yeah, it's like a sports.
there's not kids chanting this. You know what I mean?
Chicago,
You don't
Philly,
hear any
New
like
York
higher
vibes.
pitch.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
Well, two things from this rock segment. Yeah, like I don't know. It was awesome, but it was also
This is awesome.
this is awesome, but it was also like it was definitely the best wrestling acting. But it definitely was like these guys are not actors, you know. It's like so, like, and Cody's like, you know, like, but the rain made it with him like ripping off the shirt and Cody's like wet ass shirt.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fucking dope. But The Rock did say, and this is like another thing that proves they're locked into their phones and social media with the fucking analytics. The beginning of the show, he said nothing. And by the end of the show, he knew to look in the camera and be like, oh, you Cody crybabies, all you marks, talk about, oh, The Rock's going to come out and not say anything, talking your shit. Well, now The Rock's got something to say. So, like, he was already abreast of, like, what social media was saying about the beginning of the show. Which is, like, dope. I mean, he's got to come up with some better things to say. I'm not really feeling this Mama Rhodes thing. But, yo,
yeah, with the belt. That's why I forgot we had the belt there. He took out a waist belt.
Why can't it just be
Mama Rhodes, I'm gonna
yeah, Mama Rhodes. And it's like, why can't it just be about like respect and like legacy and family? Like, why does it have to be now a weight belt with Mama Rhodes? And it's like Mama Rhodes. And like, where's Brandy in all this? She should have popped out of the bus and been like, excuse you.
What is her line from AEW?
Who told you who said that this was open mic night, bitch? So, like, or no, it was like you might be a black belt, but I'm a black bitch. Hell yeah, dude.
Yo.
Yeah, Mama Rhodes, she's just like a poor civilian, you know? Like, let's get Brandy involved in this shit.
What's
dude.
this? What a maneuver.
But yeah, it was dope. Yeah. And he bled and he fucking took his hand and like smeared the blood on his hand. He held his little face and he fucking told him this is what happens when you fuck with the final boss. It's like, yo, shit's kind of dope.
Then they had to teach people what the final boss was.
Right, and then you have to go online and see.
You have to go, what's a final boss? Well, in video games, at the end of a level, you fight a boss. Yeah, and then at the end of the game, you fight the final boss. Right. What's a video game?
Yeah, in many fighting games, there's a boss and then a final boss. So this was dope. I want to ask you, and this popped in my head immediately when I started seeing all this shit happen. Has this completely erased and changed your opinion on the SmackDown sing song that The Rock did that you hated that we talked about?
It brought me back a little bit, but I don't say I'm like completely in because, like I said, he just was repeating himself. And he could have
been more clever. Yeah, he could have been a little bit more clever with it.
That's all, but I'll give him a few more points. They go from a 4 out of 10 to like a 6 out of 10.
All right.
So we can see.
We're climbing.
He's going to be on every show on the way out, right? I mean, he's going to be on. I don't know about SmackDown, but he's going to be on Raw. He's already advertised for Brooklyn, so he's going to be on Brooklyn, and they're in Brooklyn next week too. So another hot verbal crowd.
Ooh, can't wait! I'm excited.
Sold out. You should go.
Yeah, I'll just hit up The Rock.
Someone asked me to go, and I'm like, I'm not even going to go when the thing's in my town.
You know what it is? It's like, it's just that, like, do I need to spend wrestling event money, like the week of me going to Philly, spending money for, you know what I mean? Like, I want to. I think it's going to be dope. I want to see that entrance in person. And I don't even want to see it in person at like the stadium. I'm sure it'll be like grandiose and WrestleMania great. But I just feel like that entrance in like an arena is probably fucking awesome, dude. It's probably really good. Like the lights just go full black and the fucking music's blasting. It's pretty cool. Just don't hit the
He
Rock
might
with
also
the
be
pin.
on SmackDown. We'll see. So
You just got to make sure that he doesn't like accidentally brush up against like a jagged screw or nail as he walks the ring. 'Cause he'll completely.
Oh man. So that
Also,
does
you
it for
know,
the
and
Divas.
I've said that Don Callis is the most penis-looking like person in wrestling. The Rock, I don't know. He's looking like a penis a little bit too. Like he's looking
He
a
looks
little
like a
penis-y.
fucking veiny fucking.
Right. Like him and Don Callis
Ridiculous.
are two different penises, but they both look
Yeah.
like one. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one's a flaccid fucking little fuck.
Hey, shout out Don. Shout out Don Callis.
Yeah, I guess that does it for us tonight. I mean, we
Look at us,
pretty much
we made
covered
time.
everything.
We meandered around the entire globe, and we're at like 2:01 right now.
As for next week, we won't be on Thursday because we're doing the Friday because it's WrestleMania week. So don't be looking for us Thursday. But I will be streaming. We will be streaming. I don't know when Pat will be streaming.
Oh,
On
I'm
Twitch.
streaming all the time. I'm streaming
All the time. He'll be streaming tonight, probably, right?
I am.
Are you gonna play
probably
more Postal tonight?
You know, I don't. Yeah, I mean,
Putting you on the spot. Sorry.
No, I mean, it's calling to me, but also I really want to keep doing my Warhammer Lizardmen playthrough as well.
Oh
so
yeah, yeah. Of
There's
course.
a lot going on. There's a lot going on. You know, I'm a bad gamer. I'll play like the first third of every
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, hop around, Andy. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The worst.
And I'll be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I don't know about next Friday. But you'll see us next Friday because we're going to be doing our live show here.
Right.
at
So the schedule is
HQ.
Friday, Ustream. Monday, Ustream. Tuesday next week, Boulevard Bullies versus the World. Wednesday next week, another no-go with Prince Havoc. He's on vacation. So I might do, maybe we'll do a fan stream. Maybe we'll do like a members-only Q&A. And then Thursday, we are not broadcasting because we're going to be in Philly at Eat the Turnbuckle Friday afternoon. So you got Monday night, or you got tomorrow night, Monday night, every single night of the week except the weekends, really. You could catch us on either Joe's Twitch, YouTube, all the things.
Yep. Sounds good, man.
Hey, we got a new viewer here, Zakaria Khan. If you smell what the Hollywood Rock is cooking, you showed up at the perfect time because if you're a fan of wrestling, you probably didn't want to hear us shit all over it for 2 hours. So we learned our lesson. New viewers always pop in the last 5 minutes.
Yep.
Hell yeah, great
Yeah,
stream.
yeah. We have some good takes, though. Good takes, and we are somewhat positive here and there, but
How can you miss
majority
me?
is scathing.
Can't appreciate the sweet without the sour, Joe.
And watch next week. Well, seeing that you have more time next week, to an extent, maybe that Wednesday you can catch up on some biography. Maybe watch next week's biography and next week's Dark Side, and then
Oh, you know what, Joe? I think that is a good idea because
all day Wednesday you just watch, or whenever that is, and when you have those little points in time, you know.
You know what? Maybe I'll be a good co-host, and instead of replacing, because I was really looking forward to that Wednesday night
Well,
off.
we got a 3-hour show on Friday, so we're gonna have to fill it with something. All right. So,
No, yeah, I got right. I'm probably
You
gonna
know.
have to. I'll probably have to watch some stuff this week. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have to watch something, and it's gonna be a very outlined show. I'll be starting first thing when we get off.
3 hour.
I'm gonna print it out. We're gonna have like sheets and sheets of
Yeah.
data.
Can we set up a part in your house that looks like Dave Meltzer's room, Dave Meltzer's office?
Yeah. I could just take like
Yeah, just
paper and just
sheets
throw whatever
everywhere.
askew, like the computer and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's that we need to really do some set decorating, some set design, and try to recreate Meltzer's office. I think that's the really.
Yeah, we'll try. I'll try my best.
Yeah, I'll buy a
we'll-
ream of paper on my way down.
I mean, but as for like a preview for that show, we will be covering the normal stuff, but we have 2 nights of WrestleMania to
So like
cover.
a lengthy,
so we'll have like
girthy preview.
intro, headlines, and then
Review,
AEW,
preview.
and then talk about Raw, SmackDown, and then we're gonna talk about preview 2 nights of fucking Mania.
Wow. See, I was just thinking we would fill that third hour with more of our bullshit.
Well, that's why it's gonna end up a 4-hour show.
Right. Exactly. Because the first 45.
3 hours of content and 4 hours, to make it ads.
Hell
All the ads and everything.
All right. Well, great show. Happy that you didn't get the flood.
No flood. Everything's dry here.
And most importantly, happy baseball to you, my most hated.
Maybe it'll start flooding during the show on Friday.
Oh, dude, that'd be great. Oh, we'd have sheets and sheets of data to sop it up.
It's like, God, like, where are we at in the script?
the levee broke. It was like there was like one thin pipe in holding back all of Philadelphia's plumbing.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, I live right next door.
It was like it's next door to your house. We're gonna be get carbon monoxide poisoning from the wood stove grill. The wood stuff. Oh, actually, people were clamoring in the Discord. Oh, Erica, could you drop the Discord link, by the way? Whatever happened to that smoky wood smell? Is it that gone or?
The smell we think is a bonfire. But being that it's colder out, we haven't been smelling it. Remember when that happened? It was like 65, 70 out. So we'll have to wait till it warms up again.
You're gonna have
Maybe
to find
we'll smell it. Maybe a weekend it'll smell again. I mean, it's still going to be pretty cold and rainy for the next, foreseeable
We're gonna have to find that person and call the cops on them so that you can enjoy your summer.
Yes, we're gonna walk around the neighborhood and record it on Bully's time and be like, "Excuse me, do you have a bonfire?
Flashlights.
Yeah, you gotta shut that off. You gotta shut that off."
Yeah, sorry. Do you have a permit for that?
Yeah, you have
athletic
a permit
commission.
For that. Bully's local PD.
Yeah. Oh, on Thursday.
It's like fucking some like whack X-Files or like a cops episode where someone's recording us and we got like handwritten police.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you got to shut that off.
Yeah, no
Two
bonfires.
Weirdos.
Yeah, no bonfires. Sorry. And we'll
we're
take
like
your beers.
local
We're taking those
PD.
beers.
We're not like official. We're like kind of like, what's the Angels like?
Oh, Hell's Angels, Night's Watchmen.
That's the bikers. What's the
with the red beret, the fucking
yeah.
Oh my God, what the fuck are their names? These marks. That was like in the 70s. I didn't have to I knew what it was. What the fuck is it called? It's not Hell's.
Guardian Angels.
Guardian Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Safety
more sense.
Patrol.
That's a lot more positive, yeah.
They need to bring those back. Fuck me, dude.
Should we wear red berets and force people to wear deodorant at the show?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, they'll probably just think we're Nazis.
Erica, look at Erica's Joe emote.
Oh, that's right. One sweet day.
Well,
you know what I
could just you should have just saved the one I put in the Discord. That can be easy.
No, I need an embarrassing, goofy photo of your face.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know that's what you're waiting for.
That's what.
Well, you could also put that in too. We can, in addition to that, I don't know how many slots are available. All right,
bye. Hey, everybody, WrestleMania is going to be next week. Open your slots up, get them available, and happy baseball to the piece of shit Philadelphia Phillies. And happy baseball to my even shittier New York Metropolitans. And happy wrestling to all of you. Out of time. What? Oh, wait, hold on. Out of time. Join the Discord. Bye-bye.